What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. So, 24 hours after Apple released iOS 17 Beta 4, we have quite a few takeaways. Everything from battery life and new features that were found. We already talked about the build number and kind of did a quick hands-on, but I want to do a deeper dive and really tell you if this is the version you guys should upgrade to. Let's jump right into it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Okay, so like we were saying, we have been using iOS 17 Beta 4 for about 24 hours now, and for those of you that have missed our prior video, jumping into settings, going into general, about, and the version number here, as you can see, we are running 21A5291H, the H indicating that we're getting closer to the beginning of the alphabet, which signifies obviously improvements in the beta build and getting closer to that release candidate and eventually the actual final build. Beyond that, one of the first things that we did call out in our first video is one of the slight UI changes. Under home screen and app library, you can see they have a colorful grid icon they have now added here instead of the more blue image that was found prior. Also in settings, if you go into general and AirDrop, you can see you now have an individual option here for bringing devices together. You can toggle this on and off, and this is where you use that NFC chip to be able to tap phones and actually send over name drop, share photos, and more by holding the top of your iPhone close to another iPhone, just like we're talking about. Beyond that too, there is a change in the messaging app. Let me go ahead and jump into this for you and pull up, let's just say, this text. You can see they have once again changed how it looks in iMessaging. So all the camera, or I should say all of the icons themselves on the side now have a more rounded look to them, including the photo app, which now yet again has removed the most recent photo and given us the generic Photos app icon. You can obviously still scroll and see everything else you have, but all of Apple's icons are now circular. You still can actually long press and drag as needed if you want to rearrange them. None of that has changed in this process. One of the other things that you can do now also is improved AirPlay. So if you actually jump into, let's go in Apple Music, pull up bottoms up, you can actually click on this and you have a much nicer animation, slight UI tweak, not much, and you can see a little bit of bugginess here, causing this to kind of glitch a little bit up top. But when it works, it is nice and seamless. One of the other big callouts now, I shouldn't even say big, it's not, it's actually the tiniest one, on the lock screen actually, when you actually go to customize your font, the thinnest font here now is actually a little thicker than what it prior was. You can see if you scroll, it still gets a little bit of fatness to it, but then the thinnest one here is obviously just ever so slightly thicker than what it was before. Another welcome change here is actually the modem update. So if you actually go into settings, general, and about, you can see here we are now running a newer modem update in the form of 2.06.01, and I can tell you very happily actually, we have been holding on to signal a lot better in this build than what we were in Beta 3. I don't know if you guys were experiencing it as well, but Beta 3's modem firmware was kind of trashy. Our signal would kind of come and go. We would lose connectivity even showing some bars, so this is definitely a welcome change to see. Another change too, while we're in settings again, is in standby mode. We now have a new option at the bottom here that says show preview on tap only. It says standby can hide the preview of a notification until you tap it. So when this is active, and if you have it docked to a MagSafe charger, you will be able to tap it to actually get your notifications rather than having it shown at all times. You do have, finally, updates to the feedback app as well, and this baby right here is so extensive, it's pretty crazy. There are pages and pages and pages of known issues as well as fixes. You can see the scroll bar. We're not even halfway done scrolling through all this. So if there has ever been a red flag not to update your primary device to a beta build, this should be it right here. They have made progress. I don't want to sound like it's all bad, but there has been about God, I want to say like 17 issues that have been fixed, but there's like 7D still outstanding or something of that nature. It's definitely pretty significant. I'm not even going to go through and read you everything here, but seeing this today makes sense why it wasn't available yesterday. They were probably still compiling all of the notes here. Another call out, since we always seem to have this issue, is our storage. So in general, under iPhone storage, we've had an issue, and it still remains here, with the system data taking up over 15 gigs of room. iOS 17, the actual device itself, the operating system, is only taking 11, which is about common in what we've seen recently, but it is something to be aware of that the system data is still taking 15 gigs. We haven't seen much fluctuation in this. Other people have said it's went back down to about 5 or 2, but some people are reporting up to 50 gigs of total system data taking up your iPhone storage. Just a call out there as well. There is one last minor tweak I want to show you guys, and that's in the control center in the form of the new Apple TV icon. The Apple TV remote now has a dark black circle instead of the outline that was present in a prior build. So yes, very minimal changes like I said, but some changes like nonetheless. As far as battery life goes, unfortunately, we are still encountering pretty rough battery life. So I really don't like the battery usage graphs here, but just jumping into it, it's going to be a poor representation of what we have, just because if you go to yesterday, you can see it's showing 7.5 hours of screen active time, but that's because I have it plugged in on and off all day long. That's not one battery cycle that's taking this up. So I can tell you we're averaging probably only about 3 hours, if that, on a charge. Now, if you guys follow the channel, you'll be aware too, our battery health is pretty terrible, and we've been a huge advocate for trying to get some resolution to this from Apple, but yeah, you can see our max battery capacity is only 87%. That is terrible in about 9 or 10 months of usage. That's really unacceptable to us. Yes, it really is going to vary how you use your device and all of that. However, that much battery degradation in less than a year is very striking. So again, kind of like what we've been talking about, this update is not for everyone. These betas are obviously not for everyone. Yes, there's a public beta out now. I'm anticipating that to drop probably at the same time this video is coming out. Be mindful if you get it, you will experience battery issues still. There's other issues still outstanding in a significant form. But beyond that, if you want to get this, more than welcome to. It'll be an OTA update. If you're a registered developer, or you're just registered in the public beta program, probably later today in the form of beta 2. Let us know what you think. If you have it, do you have any issues? Comment down below. Let us know how it's working on your device. Are you experiencing the same battery drain that we're talking about? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.